Are you okay? The PT instructor looked me in the eye as I was running my lap and asked me this question. Are you okay? PT, basically physical training, is a mandatory training that we undergo during OTS training. So during officer school training, you have to run a mile and a half within some stipulated time. You do your push-ups and you do your sit-ups. All these components should make up to 100 mark. And then the least you could get in order for you to pass is a 75%. We started this and it was a very good run. It was something that I was not expecting, the results that I got at the end. Because prior to we taking, this was the main exam that you either qualify or you retake it if you do not pass. So prior to that, we had taken a mock run on the pitch, and a mile and a half to us was for us to do 6 rounds of running around a football pitch. I had taken a mock test. All of us had taken a mock tests, and I had realized that I couldn't do the 6. I could only do 5. So during the mock test, I got to the 5th lap and I realized that my heart could not take it, so I stopped. And so during the main exam of the PT, I said to myself that my goal is not to pass. My goal is to now do the realistic running of 6 laps and then see where I am at when it comes to timing. And then out of that, I will be able to properly train and do well during the retake. And so I started with the idea that I'm not gonna pass. I'm just gonna run ideally and see how I am going to do. And I'm sure we've seen episodes like that. We've seen episodes where we feel that we are using the main event to sort of gauge what we are going to be doing. So during this run time, I did the first lap, I did the second, I did a third, I did a fourth, and during the 5th lap, the instructor looked at the way I was punting because I was exhausted. I was really tired. He looked at the way I was punting and breathing so hard and asked me, "Are you okay?" And instantly, as I crossed the lap, I said, "I am fine," because I was determined to make this work this time. But the statement that he made, or the question that he asked, "Are you okay?" brought to me certain thoughts in my mind. I was thinking that 1, am I looking so exhausted? 2, does it look like I am going to collapse? 3, has he seen episodes like this where it didn't end well with the people? And so I was asking myself, have I gotten to my limit and I don't know, and he is the one that has seen that I've gotten to my limit? All these thoughts were running in my mind, but I quickly threw them behind and said, this is a test I am doing for myself. My goal is to determine how fast I can go within that pace, and then I could learn from it. But the interesting thing that happened is that I ran the 6th lap, and at the end of the day, I made it in a time that qualified me to pass the PT exam, the physical training exam. I made it in such an amount of time that I was able to qualify within the time that made me to be able to, not retake it, but rather qualify. My point here is that I started with the intention of making it a test for myself. And the statement of the instructor could have made me halt at the 5th lap, but I had a goal to achieve. And I did not let his perception about what I was going through define whether I was going to make it to the end or not. Sometimes sympathy can be very good. It can take you to a point, but over sympathy can actually hinder you from achieving something great that God has for you. Sympathy is good, but over sympathy sometimes can stifle your growth. People may mean good by sympathizing with you, but always make sure that the sympathy is not keeping you at where you don't have to be. I decided he was not going to determine whether I stop or I go forward. I was focused on my goal, and that is what kept me going. Had I allowed his sympathy to keep me down and make me quit at the fifth lap, I was not going to make it to the sixth lap, and I was not going to qualify, and that would have made me to retake the PT test all over again. I made it to the sixth lap, and that which I thought I was not going to is not going to happen happened. I passed. There was no need for me to retake it. Are you okay? And the simple answer was yes, I am fine. I focused on the goal. I did the run, and I made it at the end of the day. In this life, when you are focused on hitting your goal, hitting the vision you've set for yourself, a lot of people will come with thoughts and ideas that are directed to you to make you think that you will not be able to get to the stage that you want to get to or achieve the vision that you want to achieve. But I'm here to tell you that when they ask you that are you okay, tell them that you are fine. Don't let the sympathies of people keep you down where you do not have to be. Don't let the sympathies of people determine how far you could go. Don't let the sympathies of people determine the strength and your capacity. Do what you've laid on your heart to do. Achieve that goal. You are well able and you are okay. Thank you very much for joining us. It's my hope that what I've shared with you will be a blessing. Take care, take it easy, and I will see you again next time.